Hi friends, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like your video. Thank you all. Total electrification is a certainty for Mercedes-Benz. The Mercedes EQ sub-brand appears almost everywhere the three-pointed star does, from the Formula One racetrack to the recharge indicator on the instrument displays of its mild hybrid gasoline models. The proliferation of the Mercedes EQ moniker is the great indicator of the German automaker's commitment to building EVs, like the flagship EQS products or the midsize EK sedan, which showcase EQ's potential. Now that newer, more affordable products like the EQB have joined the Mercedes-Benz SUV roster, we have a chance to see if the same standard of excellence will trickle down the line. We put a dual-motor, all-wheel drive version of this electric subcompact crossover through its paces to see if the half-pint ute meets expectations set by its upmarket stablemates. In general, the Mercedes EQB is as pleasant as can be. Its suspension is well damped, soaking up the imperfections of local roads well, and the steering is direct. Power from the dual-motor setup, which produces a total of 288 horsepower and 384 pounds-to-foot of torque, is plenty for scooting up to highway speeds, but the EQB is by no means thrilling for drivers. Still, in our testing, we clocked its 0 to 60 mph time at a brisk 5.6 seconds, on par with a lot of today's hot hatchbacks. Braking isn't quite as good. 60 to 0 mph deceleration happens in 138 feet, which is likely a result of the SUV's 4,813-pound curb weight and economy-focused tires. The EQB is relatively nimble, but its comfort-oriented focus is clear when it's faced with twisting tarmac, both at the track and in the real world. On a winding country road that's part of a frequent test route, the EQB's body dove and bobbed around, behavior that belies its otherwise composed ride, even if the motions are well controlled. A somewhat abrupt transfer from regenerative to mechanical braking can sap confidence in spirited driving, as well, and we wish the one-pedal mode would allow you to bring it to a complete stop. Perhaps unsurprisingly, the EQB is better suited for tooling up and down the gentle curves of Beverly Hills than it is for Malibu's canyon roads. Road and wind noise are kept at a minimum, and the steering is light and precise, perfect for navigating crowded parking lots. The EQB wears the three-pointed star, so one would expect the interior to boast some luxurious trimmings befitting this crossover's $60,000 price tag. The cabin is well made, but the materials are decidedly entry-level, which makes some sense as it shares its innards with a less expensive, and gas-powered, GLB SUV. Aside from faux leather seating and some soft-touch surfaces, there's a lot of black, ordinary plastic. The flimsy temperature control switches are especially disappointing. Technology integration is easy enough to set up, and the touchpad controller is responsive and doesn't distract any more from driving as using the touchscreen. The wrist rest is a nice ergonomic touch, too. The twin high-resolution displays are highly legible. Mercedes offers a lot of customization for these units, as well, giving the driver a lot of choice as to how information-dense the dashboard is. The answer is, sort of. The car we drove featured the standard 5-seat layout, although Mercedes also offers a 7-seat configuration. The latter will be a tight squeeze for most any adult, and the EQB's routes on a platform that also houses ICE vehicle results in a high floor and a pinch second row to accommodate batteries in the floor. Space up front feels airy, however, and opening the sunroof enhances that sensation. Behind the back row there's a decent 22.0 cubic feet for cargo, and flipping the second row down opens up a generous 62.0 cubes. But deleting the GLB's engine doesn't mean you get a frunk up front, so don't go looking. If charging it or around the home is plentiful, then the EQB's mediocre 230 miles of range shouldn't make much of a difference, although 300 miles is really the benchmark these days. It also can't replenish its batteries very quickly if you're on the go, with a low 100 kilowatt maximum fast charging speed. Many competitors now offer 200 kilowatts or higher. This all-wheel drive version's starting price of $59,100 may also cause buyers to think twice, however, as rivals like the Volvo XC40 Recharge and Genesis GV60 are compelling alternatives offering more range and better interiors at a similar price point. Opting for the 7-seat configuration gives the EQB a little more allure, as competitors in the small electric SUV space have yet to offer such an interior layout. Buyers in need of a zippy day-to-day runabout may enjoy the overall familiarity that results from the EQB's Qashqai routes. For folks not quite ready for a distinctly styled or otherwise different dedicated EV, it promises to ease the gasoline to electric transition. And it's not like it looks bad. We do like its boxy, G-Wagon-inspired exterior aesthetic. Individuals ready for a purely electric lifestyle will need to consider the EQB more carefully. Despite its merits as a solid daily driver, this small SUV's downsides mean it's not as suited for solo vehicle duty like Mercedes EQ products designed as EVs from the ground up. A new EQB on a dedicated platform is coming within 3 years. Those taken with the model's style but who don't want to or can't keep a second vehicle around might want to wait.